Welcome to Zambia What a Day, the podcast where we take a look at what's happening in the world of current affairs. It's another day without the headphones. What happened to the headphones? Did you guys sell the headphones?
The headphone that was locked, so I can't access it.
So whoever had the keys is going like for a long weekend?
No.
What's the problem?
Forgot to do this.
So we just had a whole conversation with the microphone not
picking sound, yes, but this one was picking sound, but you get started all over again.
Let's get into Zambia What a Day. My name is Chimweka, and today being a public holiday, all right? So this is a public holiday. What is it? You know, I've been confusing.
Yesterday was a public holiday.
Oh, it's yesterday?
Yeah.
I actually saw today.
Because this goes out Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, okay. The day this is being recorded is what you mean. Okay. So Farmers' Day is not on Sunday, it's on Monday. So Monday was Farmers' Day.
Oh, was it Sunday or Monday?
That's what. But I saw the president. Wish people a happy Farmers' Day.
On Monday or Sunday?
Monday.
On Monday.
On Monday, I saw the president wish people a happy Farmers' Day. Let me just get to that.
I trust them in TV for all my news, and I know we posted a happy Farmers' Day somewhere. So that's where I'm gonna go.
7 hours ago, President Hakainde Hichilema, well, by the time this is airing, it would have been
more than 7 hours.
Happy Farmers' Day to the hardworking farmers who ensure that we have something to eat. Your resilience and determination is highly appreciated. And on this day, we acknowledge your contribution to the well-being of our nation. Tag a farmer you know. That's that. That's his wish to the people of Zambia. All right? But that's actually not even the focus from what has been happening Monday. I think one of the biggest stories, the focus for a lot of people in this country has been around the burial of former President Edgar Lungu. We'll be talking about that, but also because it's Farmers' Day, we do have a story coming through from smallholder farmers who are calling for more access to loans. So smallholder farmers commemorating Farmers' Day are appealing to government to expand access to the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility, SAF in short, to help them acquire modern farming equipment and adapt to climate change. Chingola farmer Charity Mwansa says irrigation systems are vital in the face of changing weather patterns, but limited financing continues to hinder small-scale farmers. The National Association for Smallholder Farmers, NASFAR Executive Director, Professor Frank Kayula, is urging banks to back the SAF loan framework, stressing that it will strengthen farmers' resilience against climate shocks. So this year's Farmer Day, held at the Agricultural and Commercial Show, ran under the theme Delivering Smart Solutions for Sustainable Food Security and Resilience. Let's take a look at this report from Elfie.
Smallholder farmers marking this year's Farmers' Day at the Agricultural and Commercial Show have renewed calls for increased access to affordable financing, saying it is the only way to sustain their livelihoods in the face of worsening climate shocks. They are urging government to expand the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility, SAF, so they can invest in modern equipment such as irrigation systems to cope with erratic rainfall and prolonged dry spells. A Chingola farmer, Charity Mwansa, says unpredictable weather patterns have made traditional farming methods unreliable, and without adequate funding, many small-scale farmers are unable to transition to climate-smart practices.
Small scale farmers tulefwa support sana ku irrigation ya kutapirisha bakweba tinangu imfula yali iminine yali perere ifuti twatwalirira obulimi bwesu kuyapanta kupitira mukutapirisha mu mabala yesu kubonfya irrigation system tubatofya ko increase ama loans emkwai nabatako increase kitwakwata ama kapanto ama loans arejepa imbefo lefo okustafire kwanini na umulandu wakwe bati kandalama kale bakana so tuleka biloko bati nga bali turundireko kitwakwanisha seti yonso kushite fya bulimi buli uyo wino musango.
Another farmer from Mpike district, Silomba Kaela, has echoed the call for investment, adding that agroecology offers a sustainable alternative to strengthen soil health, conserve water, and reduce dependency on expensive chemical inputs.
To adapt to this climate change, we should have at least some other element which we are supposed to use. For example, we should have at least resilience seeds like local maize, which is performing more in our country, in that even if it is still very difficult in terms of the rain to start, them they have power to put through. Also, they have power to achieve, to defeat so-called drought. Then with these other armyworms, we are saying as farmers, we should also learn more on how to use chemicals which are helping us to hammer them. At times we cannot use chemicals, we can also use our artificial chemicals, that is in piri, indale, if you put them together, gazimito, you kill all these armyworms. At times you can even use sand whenever you see to say your maize have been hammered.
Meanwhile, National Association for Smallholder Farmers Executive Director Professor Frank Peyula has appealed to banks to support the Safflown framework, saying stronger financial backing will help farmers withstand crop failures, pest infestations, and other climate-related threats.
Don't just irrigate maize alone. If they can do 3/4 maize, and then the remaining 1/4, they grow crops that they will easily sell and pay back the loans, because the irrigation programs were doing it under loans. So far, a few have received from SAF, very, very few, and we would have been happy if even those that banks are happy with, who are pay-slipped, that they are giving the loans in majority, they can also follow our program, because it's going to help them to pay back. We want our banks to be always there.
This year's Farmers' Day was themed Delivering Smart Solutions for Sustainable Food Security and Resilience. Elfimale Shampande, Dama News.
So that's on all things Farmers' Day and what the farmers are asking for here. Still under the theme, Delivering Smart Solutions for Sustainable Food Security and Resilience. That's been the theme for this year, and there's been a lot of calls from the different farmers on what they expect to see. I mean, a farmer is very, very important. If we talk about the food we have in this country, if we talk about the food security, we cannot run away from the fact that a farmer is very, very important in this whole equation. But you know, I've been trying to see how many young people are getting interested in farming. What's been your observation?
It's too expensive for young people to be actually interested.
Let me to lift it up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Hello. Yeah, you think it's too expensive?
Yeah, farming is very expensive, but I think it's the right thing to do as a young person. You need to be interested in farming, because you can't do it as an old person. I come from a farm. My dad recently got into farming, like maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, somewhere there. And I can tell you, it's not something that you can do at an old age. It's also not something you can do with your retirement money.
But it seems that's what people like to do. Yeah. That's what seems to be the way forward for people, that, okay, we are going to, when you retire, then you go to some farm somewhere. But okay, I think that was like a common perspective and notion, but I think we're slowly moving away from that. I know people personally who have left their jobs to go into full-time farming. And they're young, maybe like mid-30s into early 40s.
I would do the same if I had like maybe 5 million kwacha.
Yeah, but you see, and that's the thing, right? Why do you need to start with that high amount? I know, yes, it would be ideal, because I mean, the more financial resource you have, the better. I mean, that's for any business, right? Yeah. But doesn't exactly mean that you can only get started when you have that amount.
I might be mixing things up, right?
Oh yeah, maybe it also depends what kind of farming you want.
Yes. Also, what I've noticed from experience is on the farm, you don't make money from one day. You kind of don't know where you make your money. It's the rotation of everything helps you make money. So, because we did dairy farming, right? So we'll do dairy farming where chickens or pigs, right? So when the money is coming in from the dairy milk, from the milk, it's going into the chickens. The money coming in from the chicken is going to the pigs. Then somewhere in between, you're able to handle all your expenses. But if you do, like, whenever we did one thing, because the whole point was to do dairy, so whenever we did dairy, some months were harder than others, like a lot of the months, because one, the milk production is not always the same, it's not a constant. Two, the price of milk takes long to go up. So at some point, we would sell milk literally just to break even, and then that's not a way to live. So now imagine if you put in your retirement money and you're literally just breaking even.
Yeah.
So it's very hard if your capital is very low. But then again, if you're young, you've got more energy to run those sleepless nights. You can do tomatoes, you can do onions, you can do cabbages and whatnot, which is cheaper. But also, you'd go to the market and find you're selling at a loss.
I mean, I guess others also see it from a perspective of like a managerial level at the farm. So you are pretty much supervising. You're not doing the day-to-day activities and the actual digging, and
you still need to be there. It needs to be like this.
Yeah, but anyway, it depends. I mean, generally, if you're going to be in business, I get the aspect of being hands-on, but the expectation is that you should reach a point where you don't always have to be there like that.
No, not with the farm. You always need somebody there.
Yes, you need somebody there, but does it necessarily have to be you, the owner of the farm?
It needs to be somebody with a vested interest.
So it depends. So it depends on what kind of farming you're doing, right?
Type of farming you're doing. But I can tell you, like, there are a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not a farming expert, by the way, so I could also get things wrong here, but it's something I've really been considering. I think I what do they say? Go back to the soil. But when you say go back to the soil, it sounds like you're dying, you know? Go back to the soil.
I think if I would do it, I'd go the HH way.
Livestock and...
So, according to what my understanding is, he didn't really grow up with money. I don't know what I stand to be corrected. So, he always invested into cows for like the long run. So the way beef animals are, you don't really need to be there. So let's say you get your salary, you make some money, you've got a 15K, you can literally maybe buy one or two, you have another 15K, buy one or two, you just keep on putting it there and leaving it as money that's just sleeping. So when you get to a certain number of your herd, you are able to make money from it now. So you just grow it for like maybe 10 years, you're always putting in money. Then by the time you're getting 10 years later, if you are consistent with it and you hit a point where you're at least able to sell 50 animals in a year or 100 animals in a year, you'd enjoy it, because 100 animals in a year is well over 150,000.
You seem to have done you. I need to verify all these things you're saying, because you could be lying to me. It's like, yeah, this guy doesn't know.
No,
I don't have my headphones, so I don't know.
It's not working. You have to lift up the last one first.
Which one?
The last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the last two?
The last, even the last, just the last one.
That's the last one alone?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can hit it. Yeah, it's worked.
So now imagine if I said the actual words and the
And you know that's my biggest worry about you always talking to me. Is I'll end up cursing.
Yeah, I get you. And I don't know why this happens. I don't know if it's because of my media training. Like, I've never in my career.
My first day on radio.
You did that.
Not once. Like it was
You kept on doing that. I can never.
Luckily, it was Unza radio, so it was a bit like whenever the thing was done, I had the person in charge, Mr. Mutale, sit down with him.
Yes.
And the guy who left me in charge. Because I was like the second guy. Then one Friday, because it was like a Saturday show, and he tells me, "Yo, I'm not coming in today."
Yeah.
And I remained alone. I panicked. I had a lot of S words. Lucky, it's a lot of S words. I think that's where I made a escape. There was a lot of S words. And also nobody was here because it was a pop show at 19 hours.
Wow. Yeah, no, I've been doing TV like over 10 years, and I've never ever said that, not even accidentally. I don't know how that got to happen. But anyway, that's on farming. Because look, it's Farmers' Day weekend, so we just had to talk about farming. But get into the last story, which is focusing on the big story now from Monday, which is on Zambia's attorney. Well, it's around the burial of former President Lungu. And Zambia's Attorney General, Mulilo Kabesha, did say that the government will respect the outcome of a court ruling regarding the burial site of former President Edgar Lungu, who died in South Africa on the 5th of June 2025. The judgment is expected to be delivered no later than Friday, 8th of August 2025. In this case, the Zambian government is seeking to have Mr. Lungu's body repatriated for burial in Zambia, a move opposed by his family. In an interview with Diamond News, Mr. Kabesha says the central issue appears to be former First Lady Esther Lungu's refusal to allow President Hakainde Hichilema to be present near her husband's casket. He described the matter as administrative, suggesting it could have been resolved through dialogue rather than legal action. Meanwhile, lawyers representing the Lungu family argue that the late president was not treated with dignity by the government, citing instances where he was allegedly barred from traveling, attending church, and jogging. Let's take a look at this.
The Pretoria High Court is now at the center of a deeply emotional and political legal battle, one that will determine where Zambia's late President Edgar Lungu will be laid to rest. Former President Edgar Lungu died in South Africa on June 5, 2025. 2 months later, the debate surrounding his final resting place remains unresolved. While the Zambian government wants his body repatriated for a state funeral and burial back home, the Lungu family has stood its ground, insisting he be buried here in South Africa.
Surely we respect the courts ourselves. We are not a nation of lawlessness. We respect courts. It depends what the court will say. Sometimes there are certain things that can come out which can look obviously not good. So we can only say anything, we can only decide to do something else when we hear the judgment, when we receive the judgment.
Zambia's Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha says the dispute stems from the former First Lady Esther Lungu's refusal to have President Hakainde Hichilema attend or be near her husband's casket, something he believes should not have escalated to the courtroom.
The main thing that appears to be coming out is that they don't want the president to be near the casket. But I believe those are administrative things. And surely those shouldn't have even brought us here. Well, we don't believe in impossibilities. Those are issues that can be discussed. And everything is possible. That will be really sad for the Zambian people. That their leader for 7 years, the president who presided over the country for 7 years, should be buried in a foreign country. I think that would not be sitting well with the Zambian populace. And so that's why we had to come to court, so that even the court can intervene and be able to give us a proper direction. If the court decides otherwise, it's another thing.
But lawyers of the Lungu family argue otherwise. They accuse the government of having treated the late president poorly, citing restrictions of his movement, including traveling, attending church, and even jogging.
Matters, my lady, and even in some of those Zambia matters that's been referred to by one learned friend, is the family's wishes. It's pretty much pertinent and of paramount importance.
So that's the only thing you're referring to?
With regards to the Yes. And then, in this instance, the dignity of the deceased, he made it very clear that it would be against his wishes and, according to him, undignified to be buried when the current president is presiding over his funeral. Again, no question about if it's right or wrong. It is his wishes.
Again, the Pretoria High Court is expected to deliver judgment by Friday, August 8, 2025. Until then, the body of Zambia's sixth president remains in limbo, caught between the wishes of the state and the demands of his family. Outside court, it was a busy day for the sympathizers.
When somebody passes on, a person needs to be reunited with his ancestors. So we really believe that Mr. Edgar Lungu must be buried in Zambia so that the people of Zambia can also properly mourn him as a person.
With emotions high and the stakes even higher, South Africa's judiciary now holds the key to a decision that could define Edgar Lungu's legacy. Jairus John. In Pretoria, South Africa.
All right, so that's on all things the court matter involving former President Edgar Lungu. Did you take time to watch this, George?
No, I didn't.
There's a lot of people saying about the lawyers representing both parties, the lawyer representing the government, who people have been describing as quite calm and collected, but bringing out his points. People got a bit worried about the lawyer representing the family. I think a lot of people felt that he looked shaky. He didn't look too confident in himself. I think people generally expected better from the lawyer, and I mean that's what some people have been saying. That's what has been coming out from there. But a number of issues came up. I think the judges also did their job because they both were able to raise some very good questions to both parties. They raised some very good questions towards the legal team, the lawyer representing the government in this case. Also has some very good questions, questioning the lawyer representing the family as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes, what will be decided. But we saw a lot of things happen in the process. We saw people outside the courts, outside in the streets of South Africa, making demands and requests that the body is taken back to Zambia. Others are just showing solidarity for the former president's family. So there's been different reactions, mixed reactions really, regarding the possible outcome of this court matter. But all in all, it's yet to be seen, and how people get to react is very important. To be interesting to see. I mean, the government here, through the Attorney General, saying they'll respect the outcome, which should be the case. Whoever would not have a decision that's favorable for them should still be able to respect what the courts will say in this case. So we look forward to seeing the best there, and we hope that this matter will be resolved as soon as possible. All right, that's Zambia What a Day for today.